in just in the corner here and then flick it out here. Just off, you just apply water and then it just kind of like slips off once. Oh, we are on the way to the location. My favorite. Love this dress. Sara, I don't know what you're gonna say. Okay, wait. That's a wrap. Woo-hoo! Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. Today is going to be a really fun one actually, because today I'm going to take you with me to a photo shoot here in Singapore. And before we get started, I am just going to start doing my skincare routine before I do a little tutorial of the makeup that I'm going to do for the photo shoot. So I just got out of the shower and first I'm just going to put a little bit of toner on my skin to start. The one that I'm using is the Beauty of Joseon toner. It looks like this, that I absolutely love. It's a great one just for like a nice calming effect. It smells great and it just like hydrates my skin for that first step before my second step of hydration. I have like combination acne prone skin and it can get very dry even in Singapore where it's very humid and actually quite good for the skin. But yeah, so I put that on first, and then the second thing I'm going to do is another layer of a different product. This one, instead of a hyaluronic acid, which is something I used to choose, I now go for this by grwm. It's the grwm Premium Essence, but it's by Hada Labo. And it's like hyaluronic acid, but better. Just like thicker, makes your skin like that a little bit more bouncy and hydrated. Let me talk a little bit about the photo shoot that we're doing today, whilst I just do my skincare. I really want to minimize any fine lines or wrinkles showing on any of the shots today, so I'm going for hydration. And so for that, I'm actually going to do two different eye creams, just thin layers of two different eye creams. The first one is this one by Peter Thomas Roth, and it is the Wrinkle Resist Eye Cream Peptide 21, which is really, really hydrating. It's got a bunch of different peptides in there, and it's also got the ingredient argireline, I think is how it's pronounced. They also have it at The Ordinary, which is really good for like minimizing that surface level contraction of the muscles. So just where you put it, supposedly it's supposed to minimize the muscle contraction. So just giving that like smoother appearance. So today I'm doing the shoot for a brand here in Singapore, which is called CountryClub by Dasha. And it just so happens that the owner of the brand is a lovely friend of mine. And she's just released a new line of clothing. So I'm going to be modeling for her new line today, which is really exciting. Her brand is like a mixture of tennis wear, golf wear, kind of athleisure vibes. You can wear it, I mean, I wear it mostly for padel because I play padel rather than tennis. It's just like, if you want something that's really well made, it's gonna be really like durable and feel light when you're playing in a hot climate, especially like here. And it's also gonna look cool. Her brand is perfect for that. So I'm super excited to be shooting for this brand. I just absolutely love her designs. And you're gonna see a little bit later. Oh, can't wait to show you, it's gonna be great. So I'm just putting step 2 of eye cream on here. This one is the Origins. It's all rubbed off because I've used it so much, but it's the Origins. It's just called Brightening Ginseng, Brightening something. It's the only one that they have. And I really love it because it's got these brightening pigments as well as hydrating aspects to it. Which just kind of get rid of those dark circles underneath the eyes, which is really what I need today. I did do a little morning stretch routine, like a little yoga, Pilates routine, like quite simple, just before I took a shower. Just because it makes me feel better, like doing a little bit of movement before I go and take a bunch of photos. So that made me feel good, but I do still have a few under eye bags to take care of. We're going to take care of that properly with makeup later. So then, because I put those 2 layers of essence on before, I do feel quite hydrated. So I'm going to skip the moisturizer today and instead just go straight in with the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen. I love the Korean brands here, and in Singapore it's just really easy and affordable to get a hold of them. So because I'm putting the makeup on later and I'm going to be putting foundation and glowy looking makeup, I don't want to overdo it with putting moisturizer on underneath my sunscreen because I just don't want like too many layers. It makes it a little bit slippery. Even though many steps is like a good thing when it comes to skincare, when you're combining it with your makeup, I feel like less is more. Because if you do too much for your skincare, your makeup is going to be sliding around the place. It's just not going to work as well. So I'm literally just going to put this sunscreen on, a thin layer everywhere, and I'm going to let that sink in. I'm also going to put it down my neck, and then I'll be ready to do the makeup. So let's get to it. Okay, so you can see skincare is done now. I'm sat on the floor because I need some good lights. The best light is right in front of the big windows here. In front of this light, you can now see that my face is always a lot paler than the rest of my body, just because of all the SPF that I put on. So what I'm just gonna start with is a little foundation brush. And before I put the foundation on, I'm actually gonna use a little bit of this from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Hollywood filter, just to get like a little bit of glow where I want it, just a teeny bit, because if you put too much of this on, it goes a little bit crazy. What I'm gonna do is just kind of do a decent base makeup, and then we can just add more later when we get to the shooting place, because I don't know like how crazy they want it. And obviously, well, it may not be obvious, but like when you're in front of the camera, the makeup, it looks less than when you're in real life. See, look at the difference between my arm and my face. So much paler. So I'm gonna have to put a lot of bronzer and other things on as well to help this situation. And then I'm going with the foundation. I prefer like a natural looking foundation. So I have this one from Dior. It's the Forever Skin Glow. With my wedding coming up, I really wanted to make sure that I have a foundation that I really like and looks good in person, that looks good, like that's really glowy and makes my skin look like skin instead of being caked in makeup for my wedding day, because I have decided that I'm going to do my own makeup for my wedding day, which is quite brave. But just because the wedding venue is in Spain and I don't know anyone there who is a makeup artist. So I would definitely have to have a test if I was going to choose someone to do my makeup. And then obviously to have the test, I need to fly there. And then if I don't like them, then I have to fly there again to get someone else to do a test. So it's all a little bit crazy. So I just thought, you know what? I'm quite confident in my own abilities to do my makeup. So I am just going to do it myself. And I think as long as I just give myself enough time on the day, like lots of time, then I won't be stressed about it. So I'm not really putting much on my under eye because I need to put the concealer there, and I just don't want to have too much makeup on my face, to be honest. What I'm going to do now is actually start with the contour before I start with the concealer. So for the contour, I'm using this Fenty Beauty contour stick. I really like these ones just because the color is very cool. You want a cool tone color for contour. Think about bronzer. Bronzer is mimicking like where the sun would hit you, and it's giving you that kind of warm bronzy appearance, whereas contour is just kind of supposed to be creating shadow, and in this case just giving me a little bit more color because I'm trying to match the color of my body, and my face is not quite there yet. A little bit under the cheekbone, a little bit on the jawline, a little bit at the bottom of the chin. Just soften the jawline a little bit because I do have quite an angular jaw. So for the concealers, I'm using two. I'm using one which is the, I think it's Forever, what is it? Forever Skin Correct, which is like the matching concealer to the foundation that I use. So I'm going to use this under my eyes and around in little places. And then I have this one from Charlotte Tilbury, which is the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, which I use this one because it's paler, not for my under eyes actually, but just doing a little bit again of the contouring, but instead of having darkness to contour, I use the lightness to kind of make this area on the side of my nose light, so it kind of makes your nose look skinnier. So first I'm just kind of spreading it gently with the concealer brush just to distribute it kind of evenly, and then after that I'm going to use the sponge, because to be honest, I don't think you get as good a finish with a brush as you do with a sponge. And I don't think it matters what brush you use, to be honest. This is something I learned even during school. I would do a lot of painting. I was in art class, I did art all the way to A level. I did a lot of art. Actually, maybe I can put some pictures like here, some examples. Anyway, and when I wanted just like a really seamless effect where you literally can't see the strokes at all, I would use a sponge. It just blurs everything and like gives the proper finish that it's like skin finish and you can't see any strokes. Just what you want. You don't want to see strokes in your makeup. So I'm just going to use the sponge and I'm going to blend everything in. This is the weird bit that I was talking about. So I've got this concealer, which is the lighter concealer. And instead of seeing how my shadow comes here and here, like quite far down the side of my nose, which I feel like makes it look wider, I'm going to put light there instead to get rid of that shadow where I don't want it. Because you get rid of that shadow, your nose actually then looks skinnier. So I'm just going to do this and you can see afterwards. I'm just going to blend it down side of your nose into the under eye area. See how that's like lessened the shadow on both sides? And I'm not done yet. There'll be other things that I do to make it look skinnier as well. But so that is step one. Ta-da! So I will probably use two blushes, but the first one and main one is this one from Nude Sticks, which is Naughty and Spice, that's what it's called. Oopsie, just dropped it. I have a bit of blush blindness, I would say. I mean, I just love blush. I think everybody loves blush these days. Just makes you look alive. And what I try to do as well is just keep it in this sort of area. I don't like to go, well, there's too much here, but I'll get rid of that later. I don't like to go too much on like the apple of my cheeks, even though I've accidentally gone on the apple of my cheeks there. Keeping it more up this way gives more of a lifted look, as opposed to a rounder look. See, I've done it properly here. On your cheekbone. Makes it look more lifted, so I'm just gonna get rid of that a little bit. Too much there. Yeah, that's better. And I don't want too much there either. Next tip to get the skinny nose look, I'm just doing a little line of highlighter on the middle of my nose. Not too far up, just like the bottom half, because I want it to look like the bottom half is catching the light more, and then just on the tip. Just like that. I'm going to set everything with some powder. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and where is my brush? I can't remember which brush this is, but it's so soft. I can't remember if it's a Charlotte Tilbury or it's an Hourglass brush. But yeah, love this one. And then just to set that in place on the sides, underneath. I don't bring powder all the way out here because I want this to be glowy here. I probably should do some pimple correction as well. Just any little blemishes I usually just get with a concealer, but I'm trying to do this quickly. Mostly just like T-zone, just set that shine a little bit, that highlight. Good. Now because I am trying to make myself a little bit more bronzy to match the rest of my body, I'm going to use the NARS Laguna bronzer. That is unfortunately completely smashed. It was brand new and I smashed it within the first month of buying it, which is an absolute nightmare because there's so much in there and it's all smashed. But I mean, who hasn't smashed the bronzer? I'll wait. We are matching a little bit more now with the body, which is good news. I'm just going to use this blush as well, which is the Charlotte Tilbury blush. It's actually a lip and blush, but it has quite like a, because it's also a lip stain, I guess, it has quite this like a little bit sticky, but like wetter appearance, I would say, which is good for just making these bits look a little bit hydrated again. I know this looks crazy right now, but it's going to be less crazy later, I promise. Okay, we're back. Things have changed. Sorry. Yeah, I just checked the time and I've completely run out of time. So I just had to do the other steps super quickly off camera because unfortunately I don't have time to show you everything today, but I'm just going to walk you through what I just did now. So we're keeping it kind of simple. Later on, we're going to add some more eyeshadow and a little bit more like eyeliner and things like that. But I need to get going. So this is just the base makeup now that I've gone for. So basically I took the same blush that I put on my cheeks and I just applied it to the eyes as well. So it's the same as this Nude Sticks one. I even just used the same brush that I was using on my cheeks, just a little bit here, a little bit here. Then I used a very, very dark eyeliner, which I go in just in the corner here and then flick it out here just to give it like that little bit more of a cat eye look. I added some lip liner, which is always the Charlotte Tilbury one. So I either go Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude or the Pillow Talk. This is the Pillow Talk in 2 medium. So I used that, lined my lips with that, and then just put the whole thing over as well. I applied some mascara, which is the Hourglass one. It is called, what is this one called? It's called Unlocked. So the reason I really like this one is because it's tubing mascara. So it covers your lashes with the mascara, but the way that you take it off, you just apply water and then it just kind of like slips off once it's soaked in water. So there's no rubbing, there's no smudging, and that is why I love this one. But if you want a tubing mascara and you want one that's actually a better price, because this one's obviously not cheap, it's Hourglass. L'Oreal do their own version. And it's like a 2-sided mascara, one red end and one white end. You apply the white bit first, then you apply the black bit, and it's the same, it's a tubing mascara. So it's just the way that you take it off, which is more delicate on your eyes. And I really personally like that. So yeah, I did that. And then last of all, I just went over my existing moles and freckles, just so they weren't completely covered by all of the foundation. So again, it just makes your skin look a little bit more like skin. And then finally, I use the Benefit, I think it's 24-hour brow setter. And I just brushed up my brows a little bit with that, as you can see here. I haven't actually filled them in, but again, that's something we can do a little bit more later if I want to. And that, my friends, is it. I really have to go. I have to change. I have to get my stuff together. I'm gonna pack all my makeup up. I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring a couple more things that I need for the set. So I'm just gonna put some regular clothes on, get everything ready, and then I'm gonna go meet the girls at a cafe just by my house actually. We're gonna grab some coffees and then we're gonna go to set, and it's gonna be super exciting. So let's get changed and head out. I've just got very comfy clothes on, then we'll get changed with all the outfits. But now I'm gonna go meet Dasha, so I better grab all my stuff and get going. Let's do it. Here we are. We are on the way to the location. Dasha's got the goods. She's got all the coffee. Her hair is looking beautiful. Had her hair done. And the rest of the girlies in the car say hi. I had the hair done looking stunning.
The testing for the fabrics and everything. We'll just do the catalog, the designs, changing fabrics and doing everything.
Have the first look on. Studio behind us.
Sara, I don't know what you're gonna say.
The second look. And my favorite. Love this dress. I absolutely love it. Like, I think this one's my favorite. Like the fit is just and we're back where we started. It's a wrap. We're done. Oh, we had a great great time. Well, I had a great time. Don't know about everyone else. I'm pretty sure everyone else had a great time as well. Such a fun day of filming. I'll tell you what was really nice about today was that obviously so much work goes into planning these photo shoots, and like all the different looks and everything that needs to be worn, who's going to wear them, and how the fit complements one model and doesn't complement another, and bringing everything to set, and the music and the lights and the photographer, and like there's so much going on that all happens in the running up to the shoot. And then like what is so nice is when you kind of just are allowed some freedom to play around a little bit, to do stuff that feels natural. And I mean, obviously you have to get the job done, as in the shots that we had to do for catalogue, for example. So you need the basic front, side, back shots to show how the garment looks. But then after that, you can take some shots which are a little bit more playful, and you have fun. And sometimes if there's two of you in one shot, you have fun with each other. And like you've got music going to bring up the vibes, and yeah, it was just really nice. And like so lucky when the people that you're working with are actually your friends. And you're contributing to something that like they're working so hard for, and you really want to do a good job because you want their product to look as good as possible, and just to do the best that you can so that you can reflect all the hard work and effort and all the amazing work that they've done to create the brand. So in conclusion, great day. So now I think the plan is just to take all of this off, jump in the shower, have a tidy up, because I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when I get ready, it's just kind of like stuff is everywhere. Like you can't see it, but all my makeup is here still from before when I was getting ready. Obviously I've got my bags that I took like full of stuff for to the set, my handbag, which I got with me as well, my hair dryer, which is back there. So things are a little bit unorganized, so we need to organize the space, and then we can have like a cozy night in. I think Carlos and I are just gonna have a pizza and watch a movie, so that'll be nice. And we had like a little celebratory get together after the shoot, so when we finished we just went back to the same cafe that we started in, and we had lunch together. We had a few Aperol spritz to celebrate, and yeah, it was just such like a lovely, fun, successful day. So I'm really happy with that. I hope that you enjoyed having this little sneak peek into the behind the scenes of a shoot and everything, and what I do to get ready and things like that. And hopefully it was as fun for you to watch it as it was for me to do it. So I think this is probably where I will leave the vlog. If you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more of this kind of stuff, don't forget to like